What's up? My name is Raymond Daniels, aka Ray the Great. This is my Uncle Michael, also known as the Bootleg Historian. And there goes my dad, also known as the Culture
Referee. And this is the
3G Podcast.
What up?
This podcast means a whole lot to me because everything that I do is about family. And I figure what's a better way than have a family conversation with family on the camera and seeing what happened. But we are here. And how was y'all week? Anybody want to start off by saying something good that happened to them this week? Uncle Michael, anything you want to start off?
Well, I'm breathing. That was good.
Okay.
I mean, that was a positive.
What else?
What else? You can go ahead.
Something good that happened this week.
I think we should start focused on the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like what happened good? Like what's something good that
Can
happened?
Can I say what happened today? Not like everything, but can I
say?
I had a very good, valuable conversation with my dad about how the Knicks is a very important factor in his life, and I didn't take that very seriously, and I figured out, that I should be taking that seriously, and I apologize.
I told him, Uncle Michael. I said, when I was a kid, I was a Knicks fan, and all I do was growing up was I wanted to buy him a Knicks jersey. I wanted to make sure he's this, and him like hating them bothers me, or not being a fan of them bothers me.
Okay.
I'm gonna blame LeBron James because LeBron James is the only person that he makes everybody. Yo, what you doing? He makes everybody. Hey, get out.
It's where you gotta go.
Sorry, it's okay. Call him. It's okay. Call him. It's okay. Everybody knows a family show. It's okay.
Yeah, having a little bit of problems.
So we was having a conversation with my son today, and I told him that, first of all, let's talk about that real quick. I am a Knicks fan because of you.
Yeah, I was a Knicks fan.
And now you're not a Knicks fan no more.
I'm a Hawks fan.
Why
We
you
got
a
the number
Hawks
one
fan?
pick, man. You should. I was so happy. But go ahead.
Why you a
I
Hawks
was
fan?
too.
I was
my
like,
God.
oh man, we got the fifth, fourth. Oh man, we got the
the
number
first
one
pick.
Who you want to pick?
Oh man, we got to get that kid from France.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, just hope you don't mess it up.
Nah, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. But
He's
today,
stretched
I
to
wanted
four.
to focus on a word. I want to focus on the word failure. Uncle Michael,
Yes, sir.
let's take back to when you were 15. Let's try to go back there. When you was LR's age. What was considered a failing to you? Like, what was your biggest failure? Like, what was things that you wanted then that you couldn't get?
Girls, I couldn't get any girls. Still can't get any girls. But I mean, that was my thing.
What?
I didn't have the rap, man. My rap was terrible. My brothers and my nephews, they got the rap. I don't have it. I still don't know why I don't have it.
What? Let's
you're a good
focus on.
guy.
Can we stay there for a second?
Yeah.
Why don't you, Uncle Merriman? Why do you want to ask him a question about this? Like, why don't he know how to talk to girl?
Yeah, why don't you know?
I don't know. When I see a girl, I might talk about history. I mean, my brother met a girl one time. Me and my brother was in Walmart.
Jordy said that's a problem. Jordy
Yeah,
said
that's
that's a
the
problem.
problem. You can't talk
My
about
bro-
history.
I was in Walmart with my brother one day, and the girl was from Guyana, a beautiful girl. And I just started bringing up history of Guyana. And I turned her off, and next thing you know, my brother, who should be named nameless, said, I got the number. I was jealous.
Why would you?
When you walk up
Why
to
do
a
you
girl,
lead with history when you're
'Cause
talking to a woman?
That's my number one thing, Where you from? Yeah, well, she's from Guyana. Well, let me tell you what happened in 1979. They had the Jonestown.
See, that's where you go
And
wrong.
I'm like,
What do you
oh,
mean? Let me
she's
show
like-
you what happened in 1979.
You got a 15-year-old telling you that.
I know. I mean, I can't go up to women and say, hey, baby, I'm got this and I got, I mean, I
Why
watched
does
my
that what you have? Why
I
can't
watched
you
my
say, hey,
nephew.
I'm this person?
Yeah, I watched my nephew meet a girl on a train, and he asked her for her EBT
What is
card.
going on?
That wasn't me.
No, not you. And I was like, oh my God. And she gave it to him.
That'd be another. Hold on, what?
She gave him the EBT card. I said, I can't imagine.
Have you ever
asking a
thought
woman-
that maybe the problem with you is that you're around people with poor mentalities who don't value the things that you value?
What is
I
going
know.
on?
Have you ever thought about
Sometimes-
that? Like, have you ever thought about the fact that you value, like, it's like values are everything, and you don't value what women value. Like, women value nice things, women value great character, but women, your character doesn't matter to women
If you got money.
unless you're doing something with it.
No.
Hear me out, son. Son, there's no point. It's no point in being a good person to women. They don't care how good you are. They care who you are first, and then how good you are.
Let me tell you,
That's
I can be
exactly
the
what it- yep,
ugliest dude in
that's-
the world.
I
If
can-
I'm
yes.
loaded, I'm gonna meet a girl.
Because
I mean, I like to meet a girl in a library, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Michael, if you were loaded, how would you go about the conversation with the girl?
Man, see,
not-
that's
good question, son.
I've been broke all my life, so
Okay, if you
I
could,
dream about.
no, that's not the question. If you
okay.
had $1 million to dispose and you quote unquote rich, how would you go about the situation with the girl?
Man, I think about that sometimes.
Would you lead with money?
Well,
Or would you
they
lead
would-
with history?
Well, they would see the money. You know,
How would they see the money? What would you have?
I probably would have a nicer car,
Okay, what kind of car?
some nice clothes.
What kind of
okay.
car?
Or
What if y'all
I
walk in
would
the
have
store,
me-
she don't see your car?
I would have me a Maybach or something like that.
You don't have a Maybach.
What?
Shut up, Uncle
Well,
Mike.
Ray,
You would not drive a
Ray
Maybach.
had a
Nigga, you would
Maybach.
not drive a
Ray had
Maybach.
You would not drive a Maybach.
No, I'm saying I dreamed. I asked Ray, "Can I drive?" He told me, "Hell no." When he had
Because
the
you,
Maybach.
you openly admit you don't know how to drive.
And you
I
won't
know.
even drive at that point.
Yeah, maybe back.
But I mean,
Maybe back.
I mean, you know, I think I don't know. I don't
Wait,
know.
Dad,
I don't
when you
want
had
people to
that,
judge
when you
me
had the
based on
Maybach,
money.
it was like 20.
I got rid of the Maybach like 2 years
You remember
ago.
when we was in?
Uncle Michael been driving for 3 years at that
We was
point.
in, yeah, but
But he still says he. Oh, first of all, let me tell you something. Your Uncle Michael does not get on a highway. See, son.
Yes, I do.
Hold on, hear me out.
I did take 85.
Hear me out. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, son. Uncle Michael, to me, you have to use him as inspiration. By the way, he was him and Uncle Derek were my biggest inspirations, because Uncle Michael was such a nice guy, and Uncle Derek didn't give a fuck. And but Uncle Derek, Derek give a fuck a little bit more. He give a fuck more about. He always gave a fuck. He just, when it come to getting that money, Uncle Derek gonna get that money first.
Yeah, I never understood.
You don't
that.
want to piss people off to make money.
I
Uncle
never
Derek don't care who he piss off.
Yeah,
to
that's
make
true.
money.
That's true. That's true. I don't want to piss people off. Somebody told me that years ago.
But can I be honest with you?
I wanna be the villain.
I think, and this is a good lesson for you, son. I think Uncle Michael's biggest failure to me was he didn't want to piss people off.
Yeah, I
now let me
realize
tell you
that.
why I say that. That history rap might work for 1 out of 10 women. It might work for 2 out of 50 women. But you won't know until you go after 50 women.
True.
And
Now,
and that's like I tell this to Raymond all the time, and I'm gonna stress this to anybody listening. Failure is not trying. You cannot try. You cannot try and fail, because trying is the real journey. Trying is what you should focus on. I'm trying, which means I tried here, but damn, that didn't work. I'm gonna try another way. But the trying, as long as you try, that's why 50 Cent said, "Get rich or die trying."
Yeah.
You'll die.
See, what's the point of getting? I never understood that. I mean, okay, the whole purpose in life is just to get rich.
No, the whole purpose in life is to change your cards. The whole purpose in, like, you put in me, my entire life told me I need to do and be more.
Right.
But you didn't try.
I you know why I didn't try, and you know, me and you, we read Tony Robbins,
Yes.
and I remember Tony Robbins said something about, you know, there's no such thing as failure, it's only results.
Yes.
And you know, I learned that as I get older. You know, I try to put it to practical use now. You know what I'm saying? Like driving. The first time I drove a car, I drove it so bad the guy kicked me out of the car.
Yeah, I remember.
You know, he told me, "Yo, dog, you ain't going to the highway with you. Ain't killed my life."
but
I'm like,
here's the thing.
I came back and I drove. I learned,
and
you
you
know,
came back,
I
and
came
you
back
didn't
again.
really
So I
start
realized-
driving until you had a car and you
Right.
had no choice.
Right.
What I'm trying to teach you about life is you have to tell yourself you have no choice. See, we live in a world now where people tell themselves they have a choice. Like, I can do. No, you don't have a choice. Like, I'm like, Aaron knows. Like, Aaron's my executive producer. I didn't feel like shooting today. I said, call Jordan. If Jordan ain't near, we ain't got to shoot. Because I didn't, but I'm still going to attempt. As much as I don't want to be here, as much as I'm tired, as much as I got all this stuff in my mind, I'm still going to do my part. That's what I want you to understand. Trying is actually winning. Because in life, you only get W's and L's. And L's ain't losses.
Yeah,
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
In life, you get 3 things. In life, every day, you get W's, you get L's, and you get NAs.
What's NA?
a DNP.
NA means what does NA mean again? I'm sorry.
Did not play.
No, that's
A coach's decision. Did not play.
No. NA means not
aware.
Again, not
Not applicable.
applicable. So
Not what?
applicable, meaning
got shit to do
you
with
didn't even try. W stands for wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in life you have 3 options. You have W's, you have L's, and you have DNPs, which is did not plays. W stands for wins. What does L stand for?
Lose.
No.
Losses.
No. Lessons.
Yeah, that's true.
You have wins and you have lessons. Like, I'm okay with the Knicks losing today because I know that they learned how to come back better tomorrow. But what if they didn't even try because they knew they was going to lose?
Right.
So a lot of the time that the problems that we have, the problem that I noticed in our family, I noticed with Uncle Michael, everybody, is that everybody has a problem trying. They
Yeah.
rather not try and not fail than try
I
and
tell you
fail
why.
and learn a
I
lesson.
tell you why, Ray.
Tell me.
You're different. Now, I grew up with this family. I mean, talk about the family, but I grew
that's
up
a whole
where
nother show.
If you did,
Fucked
yeah, that's
up
a whole
family.
other show.
What?
But my family is like, okay, let's say if I did try and I didn't make it, then tell you the motherfucker would make it, and it makes me even lower.
Then
You
you
know,
keep
instead of
try- then
saying,
you keep trying.
Nah, no, but once you hear people say, "I knew this nigga wasn't shit anyway," and I ain't gonna lie, Ray.
You kinda statted it.
Maybe I wasn't shit. I remember my mother. Ray knows. I went to TV school and all
talk
this
to
shit.
Lil Raymond.
I went to TV school.
That's his grandmother.
And your grandmother,
Oh.
your great grandmother.
Yep, your great
Went
grandmother.
to TV school and shit. And it's like nobody believed in my dream. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's what I'm trying to get you to
And
understand.
I didn't believe it after a while because I was like, shit.
Hey, Pete,
Maybe I should
he
sell
good?
drugs. I told my
Okay,
mother
cool.
one day, maybe you want me to be a drug dealer. I
Uncle
mean,
Michael.
because maybe that shit. I mean, I had these dreams.
And by the way,
yeah,
every
nobody
time he
believed in
talks, I'm gonna drill it back to you, and I'm gonna tell you something. Uncle Michael is to me is the person that quits before he even tries because he's worrying about the result. And what I'm telling you, son, is that the same people that I take care of, the same people that I provide for, are the same people that give me their ass to kiss at times. I don't focus on them. I focus on my job. Now, you might not like, and it's like I think this happened to me, and this Uncle Michael didn't go through this. If Uncle Michael would have stayed on the path, he would have had a whole bunch of other friends who were in that world. Me and Aaron or Jordan wouldn't know each other if I wasn't attempting to do something, and they weren't attempting to do something. We met. Me and AP been knowing each other forever, like years, because he a producer. But when we met, it was they want what I want. Now, mind you, I got friends, Boo Man and Cashmere, Boo Man and Tamashan, Boo Man and Tico and Cashmere, like all of them. Why they not here filming? Why they not running the camera? Think about that.
Is it because they didn't try?
Because they're not giving no effort. And they go ahead,
The
Uncle Michael.
good thing is that he has you. Now, I learned before.
But I had you.
I know, but I mean, and that's why you probably more successful than I was because I didn't have nobody with me. All I seen was the
But
negative.
can I tell
But-
you who I had,
What?
Raymond? Who the most important person I had? I want you to guess, son. Who's the
Your
most
dad.
important person I had?
Your dad.
Nope, me.
That's true.
And the problem
believe
that
in
most
yourself.
people have is that they want other people to they want to say I can fly, and they want people to say he can fly, and it's like in this world,
That's the way it works.
you say you can fly, the world says prove it.
That's true. That's
At
true.
least that's the way it works.
I mean, yeah. You want people to agree with you. If you have people motivating you, I look at my LeBron
They're not always
James
gonna agree.
and Bronny James, and Bronny James didn't really have a good year, and I'm sure his father saying you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pisses me off when they talk about Bronny.
Why? Let's talk about that.
You know why? Because I like the fact that his son, his father believed in him.
Can I
You
steal
know?
this from my dad?
Please go ahead.
Good.
The reason why this happened was because LeBron brought us attention in Bronny, and Bronny didn't perform on the level that he thought.
He bring up attention to you. He believe in you to do some things.
I know, but,
But he still has to show up.
Exactly.
Okay, and
Bronny
I think
didn't
Bronny's gonna
perform.
show up. I think he's gonna show up.
But here, can I tell you my problem with Bronny? Here's my problem with Bronny, the world, and I don't like. This is my problem with the world. The world picks its favorites. The world picks its favorites. The people that are, when you look at Bronny, and you like, there are thousands of kids who want to make it to the NBA because they want to change their cards, because they want to help their
That's
family.
the issue with
because they
Bronny.
want to do this. And Bronny don't have to. His father's
I
a
know
billionaire.
that's the issue.
I work
right
for
there.
And,
he don't have the motivation.
and by the way, and while we're speaking about it, that's what I'm trying to get you to
yeah,
see.
he don't have the motivation,
People are going to see you and think you're a privileged little bastard.
which I do. Go ahead.
Wait, Uncle Michael,
hold on.
hold
It's
up.
okay. It's okay. That's the. By the way, he needs more of that. He needs more people being honest with him. But people are going to see you and think that you are like entitled, that you think you deserve because who your father is, that you don't have to work as hard. And then it's a kid who wishes I was their father, that's can't wait to get in whatever field with you to run circles around you.
Yeah,
And
which
that's
I
why I
do.
tell you, you gotta do your thing.
I know.
You gotta go for yourself, and it ain't about mommy, ain't about daddy, ain't about nana, ain't about uncle,
it's
ain't
good
about
to have a
Jen.
daddy that
It ain't-
believe in you.
Nah, it's
It's
good.
good to say daddy.
It's
I have
good.
never.
But
I
can I
don't
be
remember
honest
ever
with you?
saying daddy
Yeah, I
to
don't
my
know.
daddy.
Yeah, I said that too.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
That's
it
real.
must be good to say. It must be good to have somebody that you can
can
look
take
up to.
pride
Like
in.
you got this. I mean, I'm not saying but you got this man who you looking at him. You're 15. My dad died when I was 8. what I'm saying? I
When I was
remember
15, my dad was in jail.
Was good putting, you know. And I'm
heroin
like,
in his
you
whole
know,
thing.
I'm thinking. I remember I was so jealous. I met a friend, and I watched him and his father interact. And I was 20 years old, and I remember thinking to myself, damn, if I had me a father, just talking to him,
Just talking
to him.
same shit.
I'm like, that shit would be great. But all the man I seen was like, yo, man, I want to get some wine. I want to get some, you know, it's like, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to feel sorry for me because I'm learning life. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go to therapy.
But can I tell you what your grandfather was? What my mother is, what grandma was, what all about everybody in our life is. You want to know what the problem is?
What?
Everybody's selfish. My mother told me my whole life, I don't owe you shit. My life revolved around her. Everybody was so selfish because a person that gives doesn't give you words. A person like I'm not selfish. I'm out here killing myself to make sure that you look at this shit. How many other kids can do this? How many other kids have a father that can do this? So I work hard because I know one day you're gonna want. I know one day Miyoki's gonna want. I know one day Savvy. Look, we just fucking bought a dog for you. On phone, like on the phone, like it's like.
You got a dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna get all the kids a dog.
Damn, what's his name?
We ain't gonna name it. We're gonna give it a
No,
name.
I think I got a name.
But here's the thing, Uncle Michael. My point I'm trying to say is that that's irrelevant. My point I'm trying to say to you is that you got to choose not to be selfish. And selfish means getting off your ass doing something for someone else.
I know.
Not
I know.
yourself.
You right.
And
you
most
right.
people wake up and they hustle for themselves.
Right.
And that hustle for themselves, don't get me wrong, Raymond, sometimes you could compromise with yourself. Sometimes you can negotiate with
That's another
yourself.
thing.
Sometimes you can say to yourself, you know, Raymond, yeah, you want the Maybach, but shit, E-Class is just as good. Sometimes you can do that.
Yeah, that's
but
another
when you
thing.
tell your son or your wife or your friend or your father or your whoever, I'm going to buy you that, you don't get them the E-Class. You get them that. So to me, I'm like, and the one thing about Uncle Michael, he wasn't selfish. Uncle Derek wasn't either. But Uncle Michael was just scared. And
That's true.
my fear for you,
I
why I
would
did this
be first to
podcast,
admit.
because I want you to see how scared he was.
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to tell him what not to be afraid of.
Right.
Because, dog, you see your daddy in a whole different light. I want you to understand this. The daddy you was born with is not the man that I was.
No,
Am I lying?
no.
Like, it was like, my mother was like, you ain't gonna be shit. My mother still don't. My mother still, your nana will praise you, will tell you how amazing you are, how smart you are, how great you are, how everything you could do. She's never said that to me though.
That's true.
And I'm the person that got it.
Well, because she changed just like I did. I learned, you know, I'll be the first to admit, you know, Ray and my brother Larry, God bless his death, first one got me into therapy. You know, and I remember going to therapy, you know, and I remember the lady asked me, what the fuck do Michael want? And I never thought about it that way. What do you want? What do you want?
And to be honest with you, that's the only thing that's the advantage you have by having two-parent household, family, having all of that together, because you don't have to worry about, when I was your age, right now, and Miyoki right there, I had to go to walk up the street to the discount mall to sweep fucking floors to make enough money to get your Uncle Michael haircut. Not my uncle, but your uncle, my little brother.
At 6?
He was 6 and I was 14.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
He was 8 and I was 14.
Okay.
I was 14, 15 going to get his haircut. Like, I bought him his first car. I bought TT her first car. Like, I've always had to make sure other people were straight along with myself. Like, my mother didn't raise me to say, do your thing. Go live your life. My mother was like, go make some money and help us.
And you can rob a fucking bank or you become a doctor. It don't matter. Just
Wait,
come back with some
okay,
money.
so back to the topic, failure. Dad, was failure an option for you?
Failure. I was a failure. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It wasn't failure was the option. Failure was what I was. And then I decided I didn't want to
How did you fail? You didn't do anything.
Because I was 19, I was working a regular job. Instead of trying to figure out my life, I was trying to have a child with a girl because my mom told me it was cute. That's why I ride Jada the way I do. Because I'm like, y'all don't understand that the one thing, if I never spoke to Uncle Michael again, if it's one thing I'm glad he gave me, he always made me see the cycle. And sometimes when you live in your life, you don't realize that your life is in a cycle. You think your life is yours. You think your life is like, I'm the first person. It's the cycle.
Imagine being in a cycle knowing you can't do shit about it.
But that's what I disagree with.
You know,
You can do something about it.
I'm just saying. I mean, the cycle.
Imagine
I
telling
felt-
yourself, huh?
I mean,
Am I
it's
in a
like
cycle?
you be what your father
No,
becomes.
you're not in the cycle.
You know, you out the
we
cycle.
started.
We out the-
I broke the cycle.
Shit, look
And
where
then
we
you
at,
restart,
man.
and now I'm
And
restarting.
now that's why I'm like, we starting over. But I broke the
And
cycle
you
because he
started
told
a
me
new
to break the
cycle. You
cycle.
started
Now
a
you
new
the new
cycle.
cycle. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, you can't fuck this up.
Right.
There's a statement they say. They say, hard times make strong men. Strong men make easy times. Easy times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. Then hard times make strong men again, and that's the cycle.
Let me tell you about something that Frederick Douglass said. He said it's easy. No, I'm just saying. This is say that state. He said it's easy to build a man from a boy than repair a broken man, and I'm proof of that.
It's easy to what?
It said it's easy to build a strong man from a boy like you.
A strong man from a boy.
And then or to repair a broken man. I'll be the first to admit I was a broken man. Ray and my brother Larry, and I remember just feeling useless. I remember that's the word I use, useless. But it's like before 50 and after 50. Something about 50 years old said, well, goddamn. When I was 30, I was so depressed. I was like, shit, I'm 30 years old, I'm a bum. You know what I'm saying? I was working at Cracker Barrels.
Cracker Barrels?
Yeah, Cracker Barrels. And then something about turning 50, saying, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Even now, shit, I don't mind. I like history. Goddamn, I'm going to talk to you about history. I'm going to tell you about some shit. Now I'm like, well, what the fuck?
So my thing to him would be, if you like history so much, why don't you start a revisionist history podcast?
Right. But I know that now. I don't want you to feel sad and feel, what you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes I be thinking
But can I tell you my problem with people? Uncle Michael is proven, here's my issue with the world. What he's doing right now is what's wrong with the world. Don't get me wrong. The world might think it's great because he's telling you what to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's telling you
shit,
but he ain't doing it. That's
I
the world's
understand
problem.
that, Ray.
They tell you can fly, you can do this. And it's like, well, if I can do it, why can't you?
And if I'm not mistaken,
Ray,
that's why he started the
okay,
God show.
in defense of Michael, in defense of me, it's like, Ray, there was a time where I didn't go past 285.
That is a choice you
I didn't
made.
understand. Ray, I travel around the motherfucking country now. You know what I'm saying? I became a lot better than what I was. I
Now
remember my brother
imagine
Larry
if you did
saying,
that at 21.
That's true.
And my thing is this. The one thing, Raymond, you can make money and you'll lose it.
Right.
You can make, the only thing in life that you cannot get more of
It's
time.
time. And I realized maybe it was a learning experience for me. You know what I'm saying? It took me a minute, but I was like, damn. I remember feeling myself like, I'm in fucking California. I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I should have did it at 40. I was at 30.
Should have did it at 20.
At 20, but 20 I was thinking, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I still think about that.
So you looked up to your dad. Uncle Michael, I don't actually know
I
who
always
you
looked up to my dad.
Who did you look up to?
I looked up to
Reggie Jackson.
Come, what?
Reggie Jackson. Now imagine that. Imagine that. He lived in a world.
I just knew Reggie
hold on.
knew me.
He lived in a world. No, real talk. He lived in a world where this man was on TV and that was his idol. You live in a world where the man on TV is in your house.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you have so many opportunities in front of you right now. And my biggest fear is you're going to fuck it up because you think you have time.
Right.
We always tell ourselves tomorrow. And then next thing you know, 3 years have went by and there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. Then
So my thing is I'm pushing you. This is me pushing you off the porch.
That's true.
You ain't going you get 2 ways to learn how to swim. You can either go get some swimming lessons or somebody push your ass in that water and you figure it out.
Yeah.
Which one?
That's
How'd you
true.
learn?
I jumped on
You know what I used to call
lessons
myself?
around anything I wanted to do, Raymond. I had to figure that shit out.
And I'm not trying to put myself down, Ray, but I used to say something about me. I used to say I was a has-been and never was. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all these fucking dreams I had, man. It's like, I didn't do it because I was afraid. No, I told you the motherfucker wasn't shit anyway.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Watch this. If you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
You know what? If I do it all again, now that's a good question. I would not give a fuck what people think about me.
And then what? Keep going.
And then I would continue to do what I have to do, continue the goals that I have.
What's your
and
goals?
If I fail,
give me some of the things you want to do.
Okay, so when I got to Navy,
If you could do it all over again.
I would fucking become a teacher. I should have became a school teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, do the right thing is one of the things that just fucked my life
Would you
up.
ever went to the Navy?
No, I shouldn't have. I don't know, man. Fuck the Navy. I went to the Navy because that was the option that black people had, and that was the quick way out the ghetto. That's one thing you don't have to have that. You don't have to have that at you right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that. Me, if I wanted to join the Navy, I would have been in Webster Projects at 50 years old because it was no option. I didn't see life different until I got out the military. It's like, damn, I met people that had shit. I remember meeting my first middle class person. I'm gonna tell you a story. I tell Ray I was gonna tell you a story, but I'm gonna tell this quick story, Ray. Okay, I don't want to. He's still around.
Just
He
go
was my
ahead.
friend that was in the Navy with, right? And he used to drop me off. He lived in upstate New York. He used to drop me off in Webster Avenue, right? So he, we get out the car, and we was talking. So he said, I had to use the bathroom. I said, come on upstairs to my mother's house and use the bathroom, right? So for some reason, we didn't take we live on the 5th floor. We never took the steps. So we got in the hallway, and I just said, fuck it, piss in the hallway. I told him to piss in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? And
that's how much respect you have for.
That's how much respect they have for me. But you know what? About a year later, 4th of July, I went to his house. That's the first time I was 20 years old. First time I've been into a fucking private house. I remember thinking, I didn't know what the fuck a den was. I said, why y'all got 2 living rooms?
That's real.
You have a
Same
den.
here. Same here.
And I was like, and I watched the way he had a pool in his house. You know what I'm saying? It was not like what Ray got, which I got now. He had white people running, and I'm thinking to myself, this is a fucking Brady Bunch. And then about a year later, he came to my house, and we was in the hallway, and he just took out his thing, took a piss in the hallway again, and he laughed. And I didn't think that was funny then, because I learned this is where I live at. You know what I'm saying?
You learn to take pride in yourself.
Because if you live in the ghetto, I learned this from my teacher. If you live in the ghetto, you don't have to be the ghetto. And that's one thing about being poor is that you think poor. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to think poor. If you do think poor, now I'm going to kick your ass because you shouldn't think poor.
Have no excuse.
But I thought poor. I thought poverty. I thought this is where I was supposed to be. When I was a kid, you go to jail, hey, nigga went to jail, they fucking give you a fucking parade. High school diploma was like, shit, high school diploma, nigga, what you trying to be? You know what I'm saying?
And the back of what Uncle Michael said, you're not escaping the ghetto. You're escaping the ghetto mentality.
Right.
Like, Nana still has a ghetto mentality.
Yeah.
Which you don't understand. Like, she's in the same house as us. But she has a ghetto mentality because she didn't do the work that Daddy had to do to get us out the ghetto.
Right.
So I had to change who I am. So
yeah.
where there were times where, and this is the most important thing I want to stress to you, is that you have to do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
True.
Most people, that's why I hate when people say, I love that for you. I hate that shit. I love that for you. How the fuck you know what you love for me?
Yeah.
How the fuck you know what I deserve? You don't know what the fuck I'm dealing with. You don't know. I probably needed this 20 years ago.
Yep.
But it's almost like dismissive to me because people don't understand how hard this shit is. And it's not hard to do the work. It's hard to focus on only the work and not distractions. That's going to be your biggest challenge. It's I'm glad that you're getting a dog because you need to learn how to take care of something.
Long as he ain't shitting under my bed like the last dog, but that's another story.
The last
but
dog
back to what I was
was
saying.
with Torin.
So failure. So Raymond, give me some things. No, I'm gonna talk about fear, not failure. Give me some things what do you fear at 15?
My father.
What do you feel about in life at 15? Like, what are some things you're afraid of? Like, you want to play basketball. Like, what are some things you want that you
Your
like?
disapproval.
Huh?
It's just
Yeah,
you.
I
Your
remember.
disapproval.
I told you a while ago that sometimes he fear you. And I remember I told you Ray was talking to me about something. We was in Benny Hanna's, and I said, yeah. I remember. I said, well, remember it was long. You see, you don't remember nothing. But it was about we was out to dinner. I guess it was for my birthday. Because his mother told that nobody do shit for me on my birthday, and that's true, man. I don't remember having a birthday party, but that's enough of the story. But anyway, me and you started talking about something, and you said you were scared to tell your daddy. And I said, and then I started talking to you. I told Ray, some things he fear you. He's scared of you sometimes. That's good. But in a way, it's not good.
Can I tell you why it's good to be afraid of me? Because you, in life, you have to be afraid of something.
Yeah, you gotta be afraid of something.
And those people that aren't afraid of failing, aren't afraid of fucking up, aren't afraid of anything, those are the people that end up in jail or in a bad situation calling mommy, say, Mom, please don't get me out of here. It's like, bro, what? You gotta be scared of going down that road. And that's why
understand the consequences.
Yeah, you can't be afraid of that. So I'm glad that you have that. Fear is rooted in respect. That's why I don't care about love. I'd rather you respect me because people hurt people they love all the day. People disrespect people they love all day. They don't disrespect people they fear.
That's true.
And to me, the one thing I fear the most is letting people down that I love or letting myself down. So no matter how much I fear something, I go for it because I know if I don't go for it, I'm going to fail.
But if you did go for it and go down, you know,
because
if
failing
you
is not
fail,
trying.
You're gonna say, Ray, you like when you didn't make the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? And I told you about Michael Jordan, but I'm not saying previous generation. Whatever you failed at, I said this nigga. I tell you, he wasn't shit. I mean, the truth is, that's what I heard. He
Yeah.
wasn't. He ain't shit. He ain't
Yeah,
gonna be shit. And that's it.
But here's the thing, we choose to believe what we hear.
That's true.
And we don't. No, let me finish this.
Okay.
We choose to believe what we hear. Somebody could tell you you're beautiful, and you don't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tells you you're ugly, you heard that.
Yeah, you hear
it's like somebody, you can get 100 comments on your Instagram and everybody say I'm proud of you, love you, everything you. That one person say this nigga ain't shit. That's the one person you're gonna respond to.
You're gonna focus on. That's true.
And to me, it's like you gotta learn to ignore that. You gotta learn to ignore the people telling you that. And to be honest with you, like when I was a young kid, I was way more adventurous than I am now. Like I would pick up a snake. I would pick up a frog. Cause I wasn't afraid of it. But when I ain't picking up one fucking snake up. Like, what the fuck was I thinking about? Like, you know what I'm trying? But if I was doing it my whole life, by the time I'm this age, I don't care. So I'm just trying to. My goal for you, Raymond, is to program you to try. That's all I want from you. All I want from you is for you to try. Cause I know for a fact. Same with Jada, same with Miyoki, same with Savvy. All I want from all of y'all is for y'all to try. That's all I ask. Yeah. Don't not try, because trying is so satisfying.
Right.
Oh my God. Do you know how, when I hear Uncle Michael talk about the shit people say, that shit just made me feel good about myself. Because I'm like, they said the same shit to me, but I put some effort behind myself. Yeah. And now they like, little Raymond's going to be a billionaire. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, like, you're only saying that because what his dad is. Because they don't want to say your dad is a millionaire and we proud of him. They don't want to give me that. They skip me to give it to you and don't think I see it. Like, I'm like, I see it all, man.
Well, I'm glad that, and I'm not saying that because you're here. I'm glad that you let me be a part of him in her life.
For sure.
I'm glad. I watched that, my other nieces and nephews. It is what it is. And I'm glad that you let me be a part of it. I feel good that I'm a part of your life.
But now you have to be a active part.
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
No, not sometimes, all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be an active part. You have to, and now, by the way, I told you the other night, I said Uncle Michael's essential. Remember I told you that? So I was like, I don't care if you don't want it. You need to go downstairs and listen to him because he's going to teach you. Perspective is everything. Let me tell you a story. I was 16 years old. I was in my boy car. I'm going to say his name, Terry. I was in Terry's car. We was riding down Roosevelt Highway, and I saw a Cutlass that I wanted. Man, I wanted that motherfucker. I pulled, by this time when you see the for sale sign, you like, pull over, let me go look at them on it. Right when I looked at this Cutlass, we was in Terry's car. It was like $3,500. I never forget. I'm like, who the fuck in my life has $3,500? I got to figure out how to get the money up, call, This nigga Terry dad bought him the car that day. Bought it for him right there on the spot. I spotted it. He had a car already. Got rid of the other car, bought him on the spot. I wrote, yep, the same as that car. I wrote my father, your grandfather, a letter because he was in jail. And I was so mad at him. And I was like, I don't have a car. You should be helping us. We don't have all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. For some reason, Raymond, I never sent the letter. I forgot. I found the letter after he died. And I was like, fuck. I was so focused on him doing for me that I forgot to focus on what he was dealing with. Right. It was so, and to be honest with you, I remember, because I'm honest like that, I remember writing the letter. I remember wanting him to feel sorry for me. I remember wanting him to read that letter and be like, damn, I failed my son. That was the worst shit I could ever did as a kid. Worst shit I could have ever did. Because what made me everything I am was the people that didn't show up for me. What made me everything I am. And not only that, my father's in a cycle. I'm starting a cycle.
Yeah, it's a new cycle.
So it's a new cycle with me. So I could choose to break it or I could choose to go down it. I chose to break it.
And if you break it, it's your fault.
Yeah, you can't. Like at this point,
you can't blame.
You can't break it. You have no excuse. You want to go to college right now, you can. You want to go wherever you want to do, you can. Yeah. So if you at that moment, you just got to decide, I'm gonna be a spoiled ass little kid and sit on my ass and not do anything or live my life, or you gonna say, I'm gonna go get it for myself. That's the only option.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad, because, when you kind of get feeling yourself, even though I'm kind of jealous sometimes, I'm like, I make sure, damn, yeah, you got this big-ass TV in your house. Why are you jealous? Because you have the stuff that I had. Ray, I didn't sleep in my own fucking room until I moved out of my house. I was 20 years old. You had your own room. Me and my brother Larry slept in the same bed up until he was 14. No, up till I was 11. You know,
So
and you
done
got
stuff
shit.
what
I'm just saying is, I kind of think to myself, you like this, Grant Hill, and what's his name, Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose said something about Grant Hill, and I agree with him. He said, man, Jalen Rose had a father in the NBA too,
But he
but
wasn't
he
in his
didn't really
life.
fuck around with him. And Grant Hill, his father was Calvin Hill, and he went to these schools and all that. He went to Yale, I believe. And I mean, Jalen Rose said, damn, I was jealous of Grant Hill because he had the things that I wanted. He had that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never liked Duke. Because Duke always
Not
had
Duke.
Duke the school.
Duke University.
The school university. I was never a Duke fan, and I noticed that Mike Concepci, whatever his name is, he went after players that had
Two-parent
mothers and
fans.
fathers, and especially black players. He ain't had the bums in his house, in his team. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
I'm like, Jalen Rose, he was in Michigan, and he's like, damn, my father played in the NBA, and he didn't meet his father until after he retired. So, and I see, in a way I'm like, and I'm glad.
He's a Duke
trust me, I
kid.
love you, man.
Yeah.
You don't know, man. When I was like,
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the problem. Let's stay there. The problem is, I want you to hear this. The problem is that because of how he grew up, he's going to pour into the person he feels sorry for more than he pours into the person that he's supposed to pour into the most.
I love the fact that he got. I mean, Grant Hill's not that bad either, but I like the fact I follow Grant. I don't really follow too many people. I follow Jalen Rose, and even to follow, he would even mess with the person that I was in love with.
Molly?
No, he messed with Angela Rye. He messed with Angela.
Yeah, okay.
Man,
That was before he
Angela
got.
Rye was my girl. Woo, I love her. She's smart.
But guess what? As smart as she is, she still want a nigga with money.
That's true, but she would
That's
take
what I'm
me.
trying
We'd
to know.
talk a lot of history.
Yeah, but she could she could talk a lot of history with you, but that doesn't mean she's going to get turned on.
Yeah,
That's
I guess so.
AP know that. That's a different story.
You know.
That's a different story. Just being honest with you. Raymond, do you have anything that you fear outside of this house? Like something that you like? I want. Matthew, I'm gonna ask you. I got a better question. Question for both of y'all. What would you attempt right now if you knew you couldn't fail?
What I would attempt right now,
If you knew you couldn't fail?
I would have became a fucking teacher. No, I
Lottery
personally-
is not a
the
something you can
lottery.
attempt.
The
It's not
lottery is
something
a
you can
poor
attempt.
man's. It's a poor man's tax.
Yeah.
I've
I
never
would
believed
never
in the
play the
lottery.
lottery.
Lottery is a poor man's tax. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that they tell us about. That's like that's that Republican bullshit. That they tell you. That Republicans use the lottery, saying you can be just like me, knowing that you can't be like me. You know what I'm saying? That's being
Yes,
a
you
Republican.
can.
That's bullshit.
Yes, you can.
That's what Trump. I gotta give it to Trump, and I don't even like this motherfucker,
Oh,
but I gotta
shit.
give it to him because what he do is he make people believe that they can do the shit that he can do, but he even know that they're not gonna do it.
That's not
Trump
tr-
said one of the smartest things. He said, "I love the uneducated people," and I said to myself, "He's a smart man because he knows that they ain't gonna do shit, but people like him." You know what I'm saying? And that's what the lottery is. The lottery get people to think that they're gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying?
Raymond, the lottery is not something that you attempt.
Don't play the lottery. I don't.
The lottery is not something that you
You know.
attempt. What is something that you would attempt to do if you knew you wouldn't fail?
I would have got all the education I possibly can. I know
Man,
you
come on,
anti-education.
man.
You already got all the You already got.
No, I'm just.
You can't fail
I
at
still
the
don't think.
attempt.
I still think I'm not smart enough. I still think that I would love to speak well. Like I said, when Slow died, and this is when I first said, "Damn, Ray can speak." Because I was never the type of person to go up there and speak. But that day Slow died, and that's when I think I told you that. I said,
You told me that.
"Damn." I had to. This is when he got up and he gave that speech, and I was like, "Damn, Ray is good. Ray is good." With me, I would probably curse. I'm afraid I might say, "Well, fuck this," But I mean, if I would learn to love myself, learn to love myself, and I would learn to be
I
smart.
want you to see everything he's saying. He ain't answered the question no more.
Okay,
Hear me
yeah, I
out.
would become
Hear me
a
out.
teacher.
Hear me out.
I
Hear
would-
me out. Most people problem is they don't know what they want. They just want love and they want
That's true.
respect
That's true.
and but they don't know what they want. Like somebody said, what makes you happy? Well, my family being okay. Okay, that's cool, but that makes them happy. What makes you happy? Well, my kids have, no. What makes you happy? Then
That's
it's
true.
like, damn, what the fuck does make me happy? And
Trust me, Ray, I didn't want to move in here. I'm telling you, when Ray asked me to move in here, I did not want to move in here. And then the reason why I was afraid.
Because my mother.
I said, I remember I had an instance with his mother a long time ago, And I said to myself, I never want to be in that situation.
Can I tell you what happened?
I was in the back seat.
No, you wasn't there.
No.
Let me tell you what happened. Can I tell you the story? Uncle Michael, let me tell. Remember, we talking to Little Raymond. Uncle Michael be trying to get all this other shit off. Uncle Michael moved in with us. And Nana is being Nana.
Mm-hmm.
Nana felt like if you live in my house, you need to wake up when I wake up. And Uncle Michael was asleep when she woke up.
On the floor.
On the floor asleep. My mother vacuumed around him.
She ain't vacuuming shit. She shampooed the rug.
What?
She shampooed the rug. She didn't vacuum the shit. She shampooed it.
Because you was laying on the floor. Hold up.
And then I said to myself, me and Penny, that's one of the few times me and my first wife, Penny, I had nowhere to go. You know, and I'm here sleeping on the floor with Penny, and she vacuumed the goddamn floor. And me and Penny slept on a wet-ass floor. And I said to myself, plus, even before that, in Webster, in Patterson Projects, you know, I felt if I move in here and I had to be Lorraine and be around her, and I don't have no outbursts, nowhere to go. One day, just maybe 2 years ago, we got to an argument about my car, and I think my wife was here, and she said something like, I said, Lorraine, that's what you're supposed to pick up Paul. I don't know what it was. Pick up somebody in the hospital. And she said to me, I was sitting right here. She said to me, well, at least Ray bought your car. And I'm telling you, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Michael, he has to stop. See how I'm talking about? See how he gets.
It
you have
hurt
to stop.
me
But
You
so
gotta
bad.
start listening to Nana.
It hurt me.
But you have to stop doing that. This is the whole point of the show, AP. Uncle Michael has to stop complaining.
Yeah.
And Little Raymond has to grow up. But Uncle Michael can't. Little Raymond can't grow up if Uncle Michael is still complaining about the shop.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something.
And
Ray.
I'm the
I'ma tell
family
you
referee
something.
also.
Well, I learned something about your cousin.
Tell me.
You remember that time your cousin, we don't want to say his name, he was arguing with your sister
Okay.
upstairs. And the shit that she was saying to him, I told Yvette, the shit that she was saying to him would have broke my heart. You know, she said something like, you ain't no man, you don't take care of your kids. And it would bother me out that he didn't give a fuck. He was like, well, so what? And I was like, oh my God. If Tiffany would have said those things to me about my kids and my family, it would have killed me. And I said, I had some respect for him and disrespect for him. You know, because I was like, damn, man, you're a man, you got kids. Why don't you take care of your kids? He don't really give a fuck. And sometimes I wish it was like that.
I got a question.
Raymond, go ahead.
Whose word really impacts your life?
The most?
Yes.
More than anybody else?
If their word can really make you stop and think.
I have a lot of people like that can make me stop and think.
Whose word has the heaviest influence on you?
It's my mother, most definitely. My mother, the stuff that she has said.
So nobody now can.
No, you know what? I'll be real with you. It's my wife, man. You know, I think the fact that she gave me an opportunity to be a man, and I feel that way. You know, my wife. I know you don't see her a lot, but we speak on the phone every day, and she makes me feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? She makes me feel.
Nobody
good
can
about
make
myself.
me feel like a man.
No, I'm just saying is I needed
I'm a
that.
man.
I needed that strokes.
That's what
I needed that strokes.
I'm just trying
yes,
to tell
you
you
do.
that. No,
you need that too.
Uncle
You need
Michael.
somebody to say,
Uncle
Ray,
Michael.
you can do it.
I swear to God on everything I love.
I don't know, Ray. I just
you
think.
want me to tell you? I can answer. You can choke me over. I can answer.
Okay, go ahead.
The most important word to me is me.
That's
And the reason why the most important word to me is because I have to live with the decision I make, and I have to pay for the decision I make. It's always on me.
That's
So
that's true.
I do have people in my life, like your mother and Jen probably have the biggest impact out of anybody in my life. That their word matters more, and then probably right after them will be you. Because you're a boy and you're my son. So if I really pay attention to how y'all react to me, because it tells me everything about like what I'm doing right or wrong. But I got people I respect. Like, but
So
to be
you,
huh?
Mom Jadea, and then me.
But
Yeah.
it's going to be a point in your life. You're 15 when you turn. You're going to get to a point when you and your father's relationship going to be. Even now, your relationship has changed. Used to be you always come downstairs. I remember one day you was in the bed like, man, I don't feel like.
Well,
going upstairs.
that's because
and it's going to change when you
but,
get older.
but see, here's the thing. I don't believe that. That's not the cycle we're in. I still am tight with my mother to this day. I'm still tight with you to this day. We are a family that's tight of each other. But what I'm telling you is that hold on. My thing is that you can't impact me unless you've contributed to me. I don't listen to, like, nobody can. That's what it's fucked up. I say this, like, honestly, Tehran. I care more about what Tehran think than probably most of the people in his family, because his thoughts and my thoughts have made both of us very, very, very rich men. I can't hear what nobody in his family say, because there's not one person in his family, not Uncle Michael, that told me I could be something. So I can't even imagine giving anybody words weight to me, because they told me I couldn't be nothing. They told me I couldn't be shit. Like, they laughed at me for trying. So I don't give a fuck. Like, my word is what matters to me the most. My word is why I'm here. And let me teach you something. The more, like, look at life like this. There's a dark alley that you have to walk around, that you have to walk down. And you have to know that at the other side of that dark alley is success or not success. But the win is walking the alley. Dark. What happened with me is that I listened to me, and everything I became in spite of, not because of. So I don't give a fuck what Nana got to say, Rhonda, nobody. I don't care about what they say, because if I care about what they say, I'd be working at McDonald's right now, working at Delta right now, because that's the best they thought I could be. So
I ain't gonna lie, Delta shit, I thought you was crazy when you left. But that's a story.
they thought that's the best I could be. I made more money this year, and we are only in May. I made more money in May than I would have made if I worked at Delta for 20 years in a row. Matter of fact, 30 years in a row. I made more money this year than I would have made at Delta if I worked there 30 years in a row, making $60K a year. In 4 months. Shit.
My thing was, shit, if you had a
So
job.
whose words should impact mine?
Me. The way your sister should be impacted by her mother, because I'm a man and I'm raising you to be a man. So you should only focus on me. I didn't have a man in my life, so I had to figure out what a man was, and then I knew I had to become a man when you were born. The day you were born was the day I was like, I can't be the guy that needs a father figure no more. I am the father figure. And I just didn't care no more. Once you was born, it was like, fuck everybody in my life, fuck all of them. I don't care about them. I'm gonna do what I gotta do for us. And now I do what I do for us, and we're living good. Now they living good. Everybody living good because of me, though. If it wasn't for your dad, I would be working. Your nana would be living in Union City. I'd probably be living in an apartment. Uncle Michael would still be in College Park. Everybody lives good because of what Daddy did, and I don't care what people got to say.
I'm glad that you took me along for the ride, Ray. I know a celebrity, and I ain't gonna mention his name. I used to work with him. His sister was a celebrity. He wasn't. And I remember thinking, damn, he's a bum. And I'm like, you know.
And he held on to.
Yeah, he got the name. And I'm like, but at least Ray came and got me, man. And you know that I need to be appreciative. I was like in your pool one day, and I was just thinking to myself, especially during COVID, it's like, shit, I don't even really got to worry about shit. And I've been looking for some shit to worry about. I'm like, oh, what? You ain't got to worry about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this pool, and I'm in this. It was hot, and I'm like, shit. And I remember you drove by, and I was like, goddamn, I don't have nothing to worry about. You know, and that's one thing I wish I could be different. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna enjoy it. You know, like Ray took me to a place, and I ain't gonna tell you what the place was, but because we had some females here, but I couldn't enjoy myself because I was more worried about being there. And I'm like,
he was in there telling the strippers, "Why are you here dancing? You're beautiful."
Young one, you were not in there talking to them.
I'm looking at
such a beautiful
like,
girl. Why are you in here dancing? You can be so much more than just a dancer. Oh Michael, how do you feel about all the girls that are now? You feel about the OnlyFans girls making millions of dollars?
Yeah, they won't get it from me. You know, they won't. But I was like, damn, what remember that porn star you introduced me to?
Uncle Michael, he's 15.
Okay, but anyway, I swear I felt sorry for her. I was like,
Wait, who? What?
this adult entertainment.
Well, you already said it.
He
so I already
introduced
know.
me to, and this is, I actually seen her work, you know? And I'm like, I'm wanting me to like, enjoy the fact that I can't tell you her name. When you get 3 more years, I'll tell you your name. And I'm like, damn. But then in part of me's like, you're a porn star. And then she said something like, I enjoy what I do. And I'm like, you actually enjoy what you do? But the thing about it, Ray, is I had a hard time watching that girl again because I knew her as an individual. I was like, I had a hard
Girl
time.
that you said.
I had a hard time watching her. The same thing with Muhammad Ali. I met Muhammad Ali, man. I felt sorry for him.
Yeah, I remember too.
I felt sorry for Muhammad Ali. I cooked for him, and I felt sorry for him. And I was like, damn, because you could really see the effect of what he went through. And
I'd rather you feel sorry for yourself.
That's true.
That's
That's
what I'm trying to say. See, I'm different.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine thinking about another nigga what he doing if I ain't doing what I like. I can't even imagine it. Like, and I was that before, but once I focused on me, I ain't stopped focusing on what
That's
we
true.
doing.
I tend to look at my niece Nadia tells me all the time. You look at the human things. You look at the human in people. You know what I'm saying? I was in church one time and it's funny, but I never really got the people praising you. They go around, they praise you. So this guy, one of the few times I got up, for the prayer line, and the dude came to me and he told me, man, you gonna get that Social Security check. You're gonna be pop. And I was like, oh shit! I started, break dancing like this, And I'm like, I told Nadia. That's why I love Nadia. I'm not saying she's my favorite niece, but she said, somebody told him. Somebody told him you would get that Social Security check. I'm like, how you know I was getting the Social Security check? And Nadia, she always look at things practical, like because somebody told his ass. And I never thought about it that way. I was thinking, well, shit, he must know, And then
you thought the Lord told him?
Huh? I thought the Lord said, yo, he's getting the Social Security check.
Somebody told.
I was like, well, damn, how he know? Because I never, but Nadia, she's like, somebody told him in the Social Security check. I think that's why I kind of think, man, I don't know if you know about Jim Jones when you get older, and I'm thinking, will I be the type of dude to drink the Kool-Aid? I think about that.
See, the questions he asked himself, Raymond, I have none of those thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
It's irrelevant. It's a guy who made people.
It's another long story.
It's a whole nother. Uncle Michael is filled with revisionist history, but he doesn't put himself in.
I know. I always put myself in. Even with that thing with Diddy, I'm thinking, if I was to see Diddy do that to a woman, I would have whipped his ass. And then I thought to myself, if Diddy would have offered me some money, would I take it? And part of me said,
Okay. So let me ask you a question. You see that situation. You see you in the lobby.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And you see him doing that tour, and he says, "I got 100,000. I like this never happened."
Now,
I'm not gonna lie.
I said, "No, fuck your money. I want that money. You should do that to the woman." Blah, blah, blah. And then I asked myself, I never been in that situation, but he said, "Listen, man, And then she was like, "Yeah, well, he hit me, but we're gonna give you $100,000. Just forget about it." And I debate to myself that I wouldn't do it.
Can I tell you why I say that?
What would you do? Well, not right now, because obviously you already got it. But like,
she took $30 million to be quiet.
That's what I don't.
And
I'm
it happened
mad
to
at
her
about that.
100 times.
I'm mad at her about
You
that.
cannot be mad at that. You cannot be. It's
Ray,
not.
a man in her life.
she took
failed
$30
her.
million, and why is this
Whatever
whole
he
thing
gave
going
her,
on then?
she need to lock his ass up.
Well, it was better to get the money from her.
Okay, so the money gonna make her feel better. Ray, I don't want you to.
You don't think she loved him? Bro, y'all be crazy. See, that's the problem with
That's
people.
why I'm gonna be broke all my life because I'm like,
What?
I'm not gonna take this money just because I believe in right and wrong. I don't know if we told that story about what happened in New York. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when that shit happened, and I'm thinking everybody in my family was saying, "We got money," and the music was.
Okay.
Break dancing and shit. And I'm like, and I remember thinking to myself, how the fuck he get that money? And I remember Larry was like, who gives a fuck? And
Can I be honest with you? If he came in the house with that much money now, we would say where he got all that money from.
Yeah, back then.
But when you broke as fuck, everybody on welfare, everybody on food stamps, somebody walks in the house with $3.5 million cash in the bag, everybody gonna jump up and dance anything.
I didn't. I swear to God, he bought me a coat. And I always looked at that coat and I asked myself, actually, it's a story about that coat. I brought it down here. And I had it. And then one day I got mad at the coat. I was living in Garby Road and I got mad at the coat. And I said, fuck this, I'm throwing this coat away. And I remember taking the coat to the trash and my neighbor said, why are you throwing away that nice coat? I said, man, I just didn't want to do it. And I tried to explain the story and he took the coat. And I seen him wearing the coat for 2 years. And when I saw that coat, I thought about how many motherfuckers got killed.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I got this. Oh my, what's your favorite kind of food? What's your favorite?
Like
steak?
chicken and rice.
You like steak?
No,
Nice
I
steak?
learned to like steak. I didn't have steak until I was 20.
Okay, you like chicken.
I like
chicken and rice.
chicken.
Okay, so chicken. So let's say if somebody came in here right now, cut a chicken head off, took all the feathers off of it, You saw the blood. You saw him cut. You saw the chicken alive. You saw the chicken crying as his head got cut off, and they came and gave you the chicken on the same plate. So here's what I'm trying to get you to see. You just told me you're smart enough to know when to mind fuck yourself and when not to. And what I'm telling you is mind fuck yourself when it's time to win.
I know, but speaking of chicken, I saw my first live chicken. Just a couple years ago, I remember seeing this chicken come up to you, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm never gonna eat chicken again. I said to myself, I mean, it lasted about a day or so, but I'm saying I would never eat chicken again. But I mean, it's true. You're right. You got mind. I just said, damn.
You mind fuck yourself to say, I know what happened to this chicken, but I'm gonna eat it.
And he be like, yo, nigga,
but you don't mind fuck yourself to say, I know where this money came from, but I'm still gonna spend it because I need it.
Yeah, I just.
You have to put yourself first. Raymond,
guilty.
if there's one thing I want you to understand from this episode, if there's one thing I want you to understand from this conversation, is put yourself first. And what I mean by put yourself first is that doesn't mean be selfish. That just means remember that the only person. Remember that if you had $1 billion and you spent it, everybody who you spent it on is going to call you dumb for spending it, even though it was on them. So with that being said, fuck everybody. Do what you got to do for you and get your money and take care of the people you want to take care of. And if you do that, you're going to be fine. The rest of this shit, Uncle Michael focuses on too much of what, why,
That's
and
true.
How.
That's true.
When you need to be focused on what is in front of me.
I wish I was the one like
I watch these pages. I watch these animal pages. And I just saw a mama penguin fighting off a tiger or a lion or something like that, trying to get not a mountain lion, fighting it off or something like that, trying to, because the babies was there, and she was like, arr! That motherfucking mountain lion said, and then they cut away. 30 seconds later, 3 seconds later, you saw the mountain lion walking with the dead penguin mother in his hand. Uncle Michael, well, my point is this: is that baby penguin still got eaten alive, man. As much as the babies was there, as much as there's a tragic story, that motherfucking mountain lion needed to eat, and that penguin was who it was gonna eat. So when I tell anybody in my life, anybody around me, you better do what you gotta do for you, because trust me, I've been on my own. You ain't never been on your own. I've been on my own, and being on your own is hard as fuck. And it was so hard. It was so painful that I never want none of y'all to feel that again. And the fucked up part about it is that pain is what made me. So it's kind of like, that's why I gotta let people go through shit. We gotta let people go through shit. Because if you don't let them go through shit on the other side, if I protect you your whole life, you ain't gonna know what life's about. You gotta go through some shit. I'm just saying, watch for some shit other people went through, and this is something that most people don't do that I want you to do. Most people look at people fucked up and say, that can't happen to me. Now, if you could see somebody living rich and say, that could be my life, then you could see somebody poor and say, that can happen to me. And most of us don't say that. That shit is in the back of my motherfucking head every day of my life, that I am never going back to that old life of borrowing money, needing money, being broke, needing help, and having to go get some help. I would never go back. And I don't want you and none of y'all to feel that shit. But you got to feel something. Yeah. And that means, only way you feel that is if you actually try. Most of us, that's why rap is so big. We take the lowest hanging fruit around us, the easiest route. That's what most humans do. I just don't want you to take the easiest route. I want you to take the route that is going to teach you the most for the long run, because you're 15 and don't have to worry about passing out flyers or sweeping a barbershop to get enough money to get your hair cut. Because you don't have to worry about saving up money to buy sneakers. Because you don't have to worry about how you help your mom and your dad take care of the house. You don't have none of those worries. So you either could be a dick, or you could be a person that's like, nah, I want to be like my dad. So instead of you fearing your father, I want you to admire your father. Because I admired Uncle Derek, I admired Uncle Chucky, I admired Uncle Larry and Uncle Michael and my dad. And that admiration created this person you see here. And it was the parts about him, like Uncle Derek, he don't give a fuck at times. I do. I can't be that. But Uncle Derek, he know how to get that money. So I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't cut your throat to get the money. That's what I'm saying to you.
I do, but I do fear you, but I also do admire you.
Yeah, but thank you, AP.
Okay.
But my point is that I want you to.
Now you gonna get that Tesla. Go ahead.
You said what?
Now you gonna get that Tesla.
I'm gonna get him a car for 16. That's my point. When I was turning 16, Raymond, I worked at McDonald's. My birthday was September 19th. I convinced the manager to let me start September 17th because I needed money that bad. I wasn't focused on school. I wasn't focused on nothing besides I need some money. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't have nothing to focus on but yourself. So make sure you do everything to invest and put time in yourself, because if you don't, what's going to piss you off is you haven't happened to you yet, but when you see somebody take advantage of an opportunity that you had and you see them win, that's going to kill you.
I saw that with Puff Daddy. I mean, I remember when he first came out, I'm saying to myself, I could do that shit. He just took a whole song and just rap over it.
He remade a song.
Yeah, I said to myself, because back then, he was the first one I know that would take a whole song, lyrics and everything, and just rap over it. I'm saying, who would be stupid enough to listen to that shit? The people bought it.
Can I tell you who's stupid enough to listen to it? The people that didn't know it was a remake.
I said, yeah, that's true. Cause
I do this shit for a living, man. Like, it's like, bro. Like
I remember he did I'm Coming Out, and I'm like, if I want to listen to I'm Coming Out, I would just listen to Diana Ross. Why the fuck do I want to listen to Puff Daddy
you
saying
want
I'm
to hear
coming
say
out?
Biggie say P-I-G-P-O-P-P-A. Diana Ross don't sing that. And I'm Coming Out was a song for gay men.
No, it wasn't, but now it is.
It was a gay man
No,
song.
when it came out,
Wait,
it wasn't.
really?
It wasn't.
It
for
was
gays.
always a gay anthem.
No, if you listen to it, it says, "I'm a new me coming out." And I always think about that. That song would be perfect for gay folks.
Right, Uncle Michael, that was for gay people.
I mean,
So-
back then
so
when
what-
I
so-
used to sing "I'm Coming Out," man. I don't think I was gay. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
no.
no. You know, I'm gonna get another. Can I give you one? Okay, before we rap, I give you one more song that was a song for gay people. We Are the Champions.
I could see that.
We
I
Are the
saw that- I saw
Champions
that
is
movie. He's
a
freak.
song celebrating being gay. I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. Like,
I never thought about that. I know.
he said we made a few. And it goes like, "We are the champions, my friend. We are my friend." Like,
true. You
and we'll
listen to
keep
music.
fighting to the end. My point is this: is that Uncle Michael be so caught up in what it is, he doesn't realize that it could be repurposed as something else.
I know, but I mean, it's like I just found out there's a song called "Electric Slide," and then I found out what that was. I'm like, damn.
What the fuck is Electric Slide about?
Yeah.
No, I had to tell you later. But I
No, tell us now.
No,
It's
say it now.
electric. It's about that special toy that these females use.
It's about a vibrator?
Yeah.
Electric Slide is not about a vibrator.
Yes, it is.
You lying.
It's about a vibrator. And people's like, it's electric. Everybody, it's about a vibrator.
Every family reunion is going to get
Yeah. It's like pull up that song about
How do you even know this?
Grace Jones, Pull Up to My Bumper Baby. I didn't know what that song was about.
Puff the Magic Dragon was about weed.
Yeah, I mean, but pull up to the bumper, baby. I'll tell you what it's about later.
Just say it now.
Nah.
What's
Pull
it
up
about?
to my bumper, baby. Well, we should know what that's about. Pull up to my bumper.
baby.
Raymond, think about it, Raymond. That's
But I mean,
obvious.
it's like YMCA. I used to say, what? Yeah. Now I know that's about gay people. But when I was
That's
young,
about a
Oh
gay-
my gosh, this is just.
that's the thing about being a historian. You got to know the deep stuff.
I know that too.
You got to know the deep stuff about it. That's one thing I love about learning. It's like stuff that I knew back then. I didn't know. Now I look at things different, and I always revisit what I learned. You know what I'm saying? I must have read this book, The Invisible Man. Ray, if you ever do me a favor, I want you to read Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man. I mean, I must have read that book 4 times, and I'm so into that book. I know you're laughing at me, but I mean,
No, I
want
just
you to-
love when you talk about
I want-
history. It's just so interesting.
No, I want you to read the book, Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man. I mean, I read it, and now more and more stuff come to me if you listen to. I ever got the book on audio tape, man. Excellent. It's like you revisit the things that you've experienced. Like, that's what I'm learning, to revisit shit. Like how.
But revisit it to go forward. Uncle
Yeah,
Michael,
yeah, but I'm
Uncle
saying,
Michael, your
that's
biggest
true.
problem is you don't have kids.
That's true.
If you had kids,
You told me that a long time ago.
kids,
You said my
kid-
life would be different if
Your
I
life
had
be
kids.
different. You had kids because kids don't give you no option.
Right.
But wait until you know what you want to do
I was
because
afraid
they don't
to
give
have
you no
kids
option.
'cause I didn't want to have. I didn't want to have produced a kid that was a loser. I'm like, man, I would be a failure. Like, I would
think
love
about
to
that.
produce
Don't let him be a loser.
Barack Obama. I was like, damn, if I had kids, I could have a Barack Obama. And then again, I'm saying, damn, I could be a father of a kid that's, a serial killer. And I was like, that would be my thing.
Who the fuck even thinks about that?
No, I'm just saying, I think about that. I think about the way I felt about my father.
You really think about every
I
situation possible.
felt about my father And one of the reasons why I did not have kids for 2 reasons. I remember asking my grandmother, your grandmother, why, or your great grandmother, why was we born out of wedlock?
Oh my God.
And she said,
Dad,
"Man,
did it ever go through your mind that I would be a serial killer?
Man, hell no. It went through my mind that you was gonna be the shit because you my son.
No, that's why every time I see a kid make a mistake, I know that's why I said I always start this off with Ray. I don't want to give you no lecture, and then I give him a lecture. I keep on telling myself I don't want to lecture him, but then I wind up. And I remember seeing these kids act crazy driving a car, and I thought about you. It's like, Ray, don't be. You got to think, man. You at the age where you have to think that if you do something now, it could affect your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm glad I didn't have kids. 'Cause I'm thinking, if my kid ever look at me where I looked at my father and said, "Look at my fucking daddy, he ain't shit," it would destroy me.
Raymond, Uncle Michael lives in a lot of parables. Like this can happen, that can happen. What if that happened? I don't live in that.
That's true.
I make what I make happen.
You gotta live in real life.
I make what I make happen. Just don't keep that in mind.
You gotta live in real life. I never want to have. I heard that 80% of the kids are born, especially black kids, are born out of wedlock, and I said I would never have kids out of wedlock.
What's wedlock?
Without getting married.
Raymond,
Have kids without being married.
Such an old school mentality.
Nowadays, nobody gives a fuck.
It's an old school mentality. This is 3G's podcast. Do you have any other question before we end it? You have one question, son?
No. What are we doing this summer?
Huh?
What are we doing this summer?
Oh, Little Raymond's gonna be working for us this summer. He's gonna be at the office working and everything. He's gonna be working with me every day. He's gonna be going to work with me every day the whole summer.
Y'all out of school?
Start as soon as he get out of school. He ain't gonna have none of it.
School and next week, right?
When does school stop? When does school stop?
May 24th.
Okay, you're gonna be with me. This is
Yes,
3G's
Friday.
podcast. 3G's stands for Three Generations. This is my son, Raymond Prince Charles Daniels, a.k.a. Ray the Great, and that is my uncle, Uncle Michael. By the way, I call him Uncle Michael. All the grandkids call him Uncle Chump. See what I mean by reinvention, repurposing? You gave a character another name. You can give the character another name right now. And the thing I want to tell you before we go is, whatever it said that you wish you could do if you couldn't fail, do it now. Right. Whatever you say if you could do it all over again, tomorrow's a new day to start over. Start over and change your cars. One day, Raymond, I was acting like our cousins and the people that you know in this family, and then one day I woke up and started acting like I act right now. And I became outcasted from the family, but I got rich as fuck.
I just wanted to ride the subway.
And I ain't riding no subway. This is 3G's podcast. We are out.
What is a chump, Uncle Michael?